Hello, everyone. So we're having some issues where the thing does not want to link up properly. So right now I'm trying to get Cheryl back on. Not too sure why it's doing this. She did get on, and then it decided the voice tool's not going to work. All right. Hello, can you hear me now? All right. Is that me having the issue, or is that you? Let me see. One second. Hello. I can see you. Yeah. If you can hear me, can you please make a comment? Or David, anyone? Oh, but you can hear me? Okay. Okay, at least I got my part right, I guess. All right. So we're gonna be doing a tour with Cheryl today. As soon as we can hopefully get this working, so we can hear everything. I'm trying to pull it up on my cell phone right now so I can actually hear. I think she logged off to try to log back in right now. All right. I'm trying to watch it on my phone, but it won't let me. It's kind of weird. All right, so I guess we'll just start saying hi to everybody. Hi, David Aquatics. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jody. Hey, Mr. Elfish. Hopefully, we'll get Cheryl back in here shortly. We can get this ball rolling. We tried to meet up about 15 minutes prior, but they kept glitching on the link. Only got the link to work, and now it doesn't want to work with the audio. Jeff, you want to hop in for a minute so we can figure this out? Make the thing more exciting. Kind of having a bit of a debacle. I can drop you the link if you like. So we get Cheryl aboard. Should be the right link. All right. All right, guys. So what's new? What's going on? All right. What's everybody got for new fish lately? How things going? All things nature. Steve. All right. So I can hear myself loud and clear. All right. Finally on there to watch it. Um. All right. If anybody else wants to hop on for the meantime, you're more than welcome to. So we get this issue resolved. Texting Cheryl right now to see what's going on. All right. I think she's trying to come in.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Holy crap. It's a
Oh,
miracle.
God. Thought we were going to run away.
It was ticking me off, kept telling me I had privacy, something blocked with my privacy settings. And yeah, I couldn't figure that out.
Ah,
Really ticked me on.
that's okay. Next time we'll try half an hour early. I think that should resolve the issues. I always hate going on these live streams, things to edit them. All right. So, everyone, this is Cheryl. I am Master Fish Breeder from what Jeff has told me. So, today we're going to be doing a tour. I'll let you just run with it.
All right. Well, I'm not sure where to start. I have a little bit of everything in this room. Let's flip the camera back around and
What's wrong with it?
we'll start with the big tank and go around, I guess. I have half of what's left of my electric blue Acaras. I
Just
wish it was
that?
so I can send them somewhere.
Are those a high? Are they, your breeders look kind of funky. Are they just old and puffy, or are they short bodies?
No, these are just the electric blue version of the wild blue Acaras.
Okay.
There's nothing. The only thing that's been bred into them is their color. And
All
these
right.
guys are, so they're just starting to get into their blues.
Now, how old are those babies?
Not quite 3 months. And they're
Oh, they're good
they're
size.
an inch and a half, 2 inches long.
That's pretty decent. There's what, about 100, 200 in that tank?
There's at least 100 babies in this tank.
Wow.
And if David's still here, I seen him earlier on the chat. Hey, look, my 397, one of the 397 plecos.
Those candy Plecos?
No, these are the Alanker red tigers.
Or tigers?
They're actually getting close to being breeding size. I was kind of surprised
Exciting.
that they were as big as they were when I got them. They're only
Yeah, they
supposed to
grow real slow.
be, but I can't wait to start spawning those.
That'll be exciting.
I just like catfish in general, so when I won these in a raffle a few months ago, I was so happy.
Oh, you want them?
Yeah,
That's a great raffle.
it was a great raffle. I spent $20 and wound up with 4 397s
That's a hell
shipped.
of a raffle. Oh, no, they look great though in the tank. Now, is that a 40 or a 75?
This is a 40 breeder. I wasn't expecting this spawn to be this huge.
Now, have you had a lot of spawns from them previously, or?
This is only their second spawn. That's why I wasn't expecting over 200, and I've sold over 100 of them already.
Wow.
And
Now, what do you sell them for?
I've been selling them for about $5 a piece.
Not bad, and you got hundreds.
Oh yeah, there's hundreds in here.
Now, do you ship or no?
I will be working on that once the weather warms up. I've never shipped before, but I'm Gonna try it.
It's not too hard. It's kind of tedious building the boxes once you find pre-made.
Eh, no, TDS is taking care of all these fry tanks. I think I can deal with building a box and filling it up.
Yeah, it just sucks when it becomes 100 boxes before it's like a 200 fish. You get tired of building them. But no,
Now,
that looks awesome.
I don't know if you can see in this little fry tank. One of my smaller spawns of orange Venezuelans, and of course they're all gonna hide in the back. But I have found that if I keep these tanks clean, they don't like it. And I lose a few. If I leave mulm on the bottom, as long as the water's clean, they're fine. And they don't have air. What the? There we go. Put the top on too hard.
Uh,
I just
so
keep
how many?
clean.
You can go.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say how many fry do you average from them on a batch?
On the orange Venezuelans, you let me show
Yeah.
you. This is the batch. This is about average. This just hatched out Friday. They're all over this little fry tank. But
Wow, there's
yeah,
about what 100 in there, if not more.
I they're so small I haven't even tried to count, but they're all piled up right here.
Wow, that was a lot.
It's fun doing water changes on this twice a day.
Oh, that's not one of the ones that go in the tank.
It is, but I have found it easier for me to just keep the water clean in this and then move them to a bigger tank in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I've been having problems with water quality in this tank for a couple of weeks, so the water's starting to clear up finally. But not knowing why the water keeps getting cloudy because the parameters are all in check. I don't want to run the hatcheries through here. And
Gotcha.
why is the water level so low? I have been in this room all day cleaning other tanks and just realized the water level in here.
That's okay. All my tanks are low on the water level.
Well, I just done a water change on this 2 days ago. So I don't know why the water's so low.
Is your fish room really warm?
Well, the whole house is set at 74, and keeping the house at 74 keeps the tanks in this room at around 79.
Wow, different. Usually it's cooler.
Well, there's a vent that comes over from the bathroom straight into this room, and there's a vent actually behind this rack, and it just blows that hot air right over here at these tanks.
Okay, gotcha. That's why it's so warm.
These guys don't seem to mind. But that's also another reason why I had to start some cold water tanks in another part of the house. I had my tequila split fins and my Barbados cories that needed cooler areas.
Yep.
Let's start. These guys aren't breeding. I just got these from David not too long ago. These are the Emerald Brocus cories.
Like the large species of brocas.
Yeah, they're going to be moving into a bigger tank as soon as I'm finished setting it up and get all the other fish in there that I want.
That's exciting. I always wanted to get them. It's also called what, like the hog nose brocas?
I'm sorry?
Those are also known as what, the hog nose? What do they call them? The pig nose or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crocus splendens. I think the hognose is a different species altogether.
Oh, okay.
And in here somewhere are a few Limia perugiae fry. Finding them in the mess, I don't know.
That's half the battle.
It is a battle. I had a whole colony, and all but about 8 of the fry got wiped out by a parasite. So this tank, along with my emerald colonies, have been treated for parasites. Now I'm just waiting to finish up the tank the emeralds are going to be going in to move them and help
Okay.
males and females of my Limia fry to rebuild my colony. And down here we have black Moscow guppies. Oh, there's one hiding with the black Schultz eye. And of course, my blue shirt. You can't see the black guy hiding in them. Usually they are all over the front. Come on, chick. There she is. There's one hiding. Or not.
Okay.
There we go. There's a big girl.
Now, have you gotten them to spawn already or no?
I have gotten about 4 spawns out of them. And that was when I was just figuring out how to spawn and raise quarries. So I
Yep.
only got about 8 fry out of them total out of all of those in my trial and error goof ups. And I put them all in this tank. So all of the fry from those, there's a few smaller ones in here that you can tell haven't completely grown up yet. If we can find them. But I just put them in here to go with the rest of the colony. And of course, as soon as I figured out how to raise the fry, they quit spawning and haven't spawned since. It's been about 4 or 5 months. And they just don't want to spawn.
So one thing I found with Corey's is like the high protein food, a lot of frozen, but also a lot of aeration.
It's a
Like
good
I've
idea.
blasted my Corey's to the point that they can't barely swim. Don't get them spawning.
I know I'm going to be getting rid. A lot of these 20 longs on this wall have HOBs on them. I
Yep.
am ready to put second sponge filters in all of them and get rid of all of the HOBs since it's upgraded our air system. I have enough air in this room to do the whole house, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going to add more air filtration in this room.
Yep. I don't blame you. When you save
And,
electricity, getting rid of all those hang on the backs.
well, we have all of the air in this room. I might as well use it and save some electricity.
Yep.
In this tank, I have a few rogue guppies that I need to get out of here.
Are
I
these the
have
black moth cows too?
no, these are actually just mutt guppies that go in my big guppy tank out in the living room. I
Okay.
have a bit of using guppies to keep cycles on tanks if I'm in between putting fish in it or if I'm keeping it for quarantine tank. And these guys were born in this tank and they were just too little to catch, and I just haven't had the time to actually catch them out of here now.
That's smart.
I have, well, when you have hundreds of guppies, you might as well put them to use for you, spread them around.
Yeah, recycle.
Yeah, the local pet shop only buys so many at a time, so they're only good for about 100 at a time, and I have several hundred. I have my platinum Madakas in here and the albino gold lasers. Albino gold lasers.
Yep.
Come
I got a
on,
group of what? Four of them? How many did you get?
I have 5.
Five.
I got these from the same raffle that I got my 397s and 333 black and white Plecos.
Okay. Now, where did you do the raffles on? Band or something?
Yeah, on band from
Yep.
was it No Bullshit Plecos and Tropical Fish under Shooter's Fish Room.
Okay. I gave up on all those. I had no luck. I kept wasting money on the raffles.
Well, I've won it 3 times, and I've only played like 5.
Well, I probably played like 10, 15 times. I've won zero. I probably spent a couple $100.
I only do 20 or 2 or 3 slots at a time at $10 a slot.
Yep. That's what I would do.
We'll just keep moving. This tank, I'm almost positive they're all hiding in here. These are the green lasers,
Oh, nice.
and they are super skittish. I found out just the other day that they're old enough to spawn. And
Oh,
like ding dong, when I found out that they were spawning, I had just found some gold laser eggs, a few gold laser eggs in another tank. So I just plopped the few green laser eggs that I seen in the same hatchery. And now I don't know if these are gold lasers or green lasers or both. But
that's the
there's
cool part.
there's about 8 or 9 fry in there. They started hatching out last night.
That's exciting.
I don't know which one they are, but it doesn't matter. I like them both.
I don't blame you. So win at the end of the day.
It's not like they're going anywhere anytime soon. They'll color up and I'll figure it out. This is my orange Venezuelan tank, along with a pair of pink tuxedo guppies. I just thought they looked cool, and it's a line bred pair, so I just put them in here away from all the other guppies.
Yep.
And it was only like $2 for the pair at the last auction.
I can't
At
beat that.
the end of the auction, you get some really cheap stuff.
Yep. Especially if it's a big auction. People get tired after a couple hours and leave.
Well, our club rents a church, and we only have it from a set time to a set time. And there were so many things at the end of our time that they just went like speed auction, and it was just insane.
Well, that's awesome. You got some good deals.
Oh yeah, got a lot of good deals. Well, my platinum rice fish down there, I got 8 of them for $10.
No, that's a great deal.
Well, saying they usually go for $10 to $15 a piece. Yeah, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, these gold lasers.
these are gold lasers. These are the ones that spawn the same time the green lasers did, and I just combined all the eggs in one basket because they neither tank had a lot of eggs in them.
Yep.
And then if these are a few, I at one point I had a whole group of mosaic guppies in here, and these guys are finally getting big enough I can catch them out and put them with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Some of the big female mosaic guppies tried to eat gold laser eggs, so they got moved.
That's the biggest issue I found with Corey's is can't really keep any fish with them. They just eat them, eat the eggs.
Well, they were fine until one female seen me picking eggs off of the plants, and I guess she went to go investigate, and I literally chased that big fat guppy down and took the egg away from her.
Not today, Guppy.
Not today.
That's awesome.
This tank is just kind of a. It was a quarantine tank, and now it's just a holding tank. I have a couple of Epistogram and Agassizi. Come here, dude. Come on. I am just loving the color of this male. He is so blue.
Are they all the same species or are they different types?
Well, the Agassizi are supposed to be the same.
Okay.
And then, well, these Epistos, the Agassizis and the Cockatoity double oranges were Christmas presents from the other half. And, oh, where'd they go? He's hiding. And I didn't realize until earlier, probably about an hour or so ago, there are a pesto fry in here.
That's exciting.
Well, it's exciting other than the fact I gravel back this corner yesterday.
That's not as exciting.
No. Oh, they're back there with mom. I can barely see them, so I don't think you're gonna be able to see them on camera.
That's okay. The cockatooties will breed every 2 weeks.
I was saying they just showed up. He ordered these on Black Friday, and we got them, I think, middle of December. And they've already gotten pretty comfortable to be spawning. I was
That's
going,
awesome.
I was gonna put them in a 90-gallon out in the living room, but I guess I'm just gonna take everybody else out and leave them in here.
You know, I've spawned them in 5 and 10 gallons without a problem too.
I might take the other two cockatoides out and just leave the family in there. I know the Agassizis are going in a 40 breeder out in the living room once I redo it.
Okay.
Some uh hybrid parrot convict King Kong cichlid or no red devil cichlid hybrids destroy my 40-gallon breeder in the living room, so I gotta straighten out the substrate and replant everything once I catch the other half of them. I'm
I'm
trying not.
assuming you bred them.
No, I didn't breed them. These little turds here. Ryan bought a 75-gallon tank, and they came included. But
Okay.
in order to move that tank, we had to take half of the substrate out, and it was a father fish tank. So by the time we put water back in it, all of the parameters were just off the chart crazy. So instead of keeping them in buckets with a sponge filter. I put them in my 40 breeder in the living room, which was a horrible idea. And over the last couple of weeks waiting for this tank to cycle, they've destroyed it. I had a colony of cull shrimp from some of my different shrimp tanks. They are gone. And they've destroyed about half the plants in the tank. But I only have 5 of the 10 in here, so I've got to go find the other ones.
Sounds like it's
Once,
time for the fillable.
well, once they're in this tank, then it's up to Ryan to figure out what he's going to do with them. They're crazy. They're cute, but crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I made sure when I set this tank up, it's just gravel and fake plants, other than the floaters up top to keep them from jumping out. And this is not my tank either. It's my tank, not my fish. Where'd they go? This is what happens when I turn my head at a fish club meeting during a mini auction. And Ryan hears the word OB because he loves peacock cichlids. And he winds up getting one OB Mbuna and these blue tiger Mbunas that he now needs to find a home, find a place to put because they can't stand a 20-gallon very long. He's just lucky I had cycle tanks.
Yeah. At least he enjoys the hobby, it sounds like, with you.
He does. I try to think before I buy. I've been known to make my own impulse buys, but I try not to buy things like African cichlids when I think we only had one African cichlid in the house to begin with, and it has lived its entire 3-year life with the South Americans and has no problem with them. This tank is slowly being converted into an orange Venezuelan grow out, along with some stir by that I got from David. And then my 2 mystery rainbow fish that I wound up getting, and some plants that I got from another hobbyist. It's
Hey,
so fun when you throw some plants in a tank from somebody else and wind up with random fry.
that's always exciting. I never had that luck, but that's awesome.
Yeah, and these little guys, they just got moved a couple days ago. They're still trying to figure out the new big tank.
So it don't look like you keep your tanks heavily stocked at all, huh? Or do you just try to keep everything minimal?
I try to keep it minimal. I have a feeling that when these bigger spawns start growing up, I'm going to be overstocking a few tanks. I just know that filtration can keep up better if I don't overstock. This is just a red shrimp tank. It's a mixture of cherry shrimp and Bloody Mary shrimp, and yeah, because I wasn't smart enough to not put the Bloody Mary shrimp in with my cherry shrimp when I got them.
Have you noticed much of a difference with them crossbreeding, or
A lot of the cherry shrimp are getting darker, but I'm not seeing anything come out as dark as the dark or deep red as the Bloody Marys.
kind of like changing the Bloody Mary line to the cherry line?
I don't know how well you can see these. My Daisy's rice fish. And of course, they all hide in the bag.
That's how every video goes with fish.
Well, I started with a trio of daisies, and I think I'm up to about 15 in this tank. And might sound funny, but I use this. All of my yellow shrimp are hiding, but I have been using this as a to incubate daisies, eggs, and to grow the fry out. This tank is just it's so established that it provides a ton of infusoria, so I don't have to feed the fry.
Yep.
And then once all the other fries started hatching out from other tanks, I decided I gotta do something different. I can't keep throwing them in shrimp tanks. That's a derpy little gold laser. I can't bring myself to do anything with it. That it can't go in the colony. It's got a bent spine. It was the only egg that hatched out of their first spawn.
Really. It holds a special place.
It's like, I call it Goldilocks, and it just hangs out in here with wherever the orange shrimp are. They usually hang around on the back of the sponge filter in the back.
Okay.
It's hard to put the one that hatched down when it was the only one. These are a ton of Bosemani rainbow fish. I didn't even try to hatch these out. I stole a sponge filter from my 90-gallon to start an angelfish tank in here and wound up with all these guys swimming around.
That's exciting, but now you gotta get a new angelfish tank, huh?
Oh, the angelfish tank is set up. I scooped them all out and put them over here in a smaller tank where I can at least keep an eye on them. They've about almost quadrupled in size since I put them in here, and it's been about a month. And I
So you
know
find
no.
they grow pretty fast on those rainbows? 'Cause I've heard a lot of the dwarf rainbows. I find they grow really slow.
I've heard those monies grow really, really slow. So the fact that these are have grown, at least I can see them. I don't have to squint.
Yep.
Is kind of surprising.
Okay.
And I don't know if these are going to be seen on camera or not at all. Probably not. Oh, yeah, there you can see a couple of them. This is platinum Madaka fry. They're like the size of eyelashes, but when the light hits them, you can see
Silhouette.
the platinum rice fish when the light hits them. So the only time I can see them clean the tank.
Okay.
And another giant spawn of orange Venezuelan gories.
Wow. Want to mail me some? I could use some.
Yeah, these guys are a little over a week old.
Wow,
It,
you got a lot. It's a couple hundred in that tank, huh?
yeah. Yeah, you wanted to know what the average spawn size of the orange Venezuelans were. Yeah, I give them another week or two, and I'm gonna be upgrading their tank again, dividing them up into multiple tanks. So I have one, two, three, four. I have 5 tanks, new tanks cycling on this rack just to put fry in.
Are these all 5 gallons? 5.5?
I have 2.5s, 5s, 10s, and I was going to use this 20 tall for fry grow out, but now it's got these hybrid cichlids in it for now. But I have a whole rack of 20 longs that once the fry gets so big where you can see them, I'm just gonna start spreading them around until they start eating eggs. Hopefully the weather will cooperate so we can get some of these sent out. Yeah, local fish stores will only buy so many of these. They still have quite a few from the first spawns that I had. I had to get rid of a ton of them because I keep getting this. So
Yeah.
don't worry, Jeff P. I have plenty of orange Venezuelan for you. And
I'll
this,
need some too.
I have tons. This
Wow.
tank is a 2.5 gallon. Don't know how well you can see them. This, I have a 20-gallon tank out in the living room that has Celebes rainbow fish and threadfin rainbow fish. And this is a combination of all those guys spawning. And I know Celebes and threadfins can't interbreed, so I had no problem throwing them off and then letting them go. Now I just have to let them grow out to figure out how many of which kind I have. I can spawn 2 different species at the same time without having to set up separate tanks.
So I was spawning threadfins and what was the other one I was spawning? The blue eye red little dwarf ones. And the threadfins were killing them when I had mixed the babies together, which was I thought was weird. I don't know if you're yeah, you have any issues like that?
Well, this is my first time pulling the mops out of that tank, so we'll hope.
Okay.
And then this is where all the mosaic guppies wound up.
Well, they look great.
Oh, they're very pretty. This is when I kept telling Ryan quit bidding on guppies, and he did it again.
He sounds like a great guy though.
Uh,
Like
he gets over enthusiastic, but I love him. And this tank looks like crap, but I've decided it's gonna stay that way. I have my longfin, almost, well, they're supposed to be longfin white cloud mountain minnows. I had one golden white cloud out in the guppy tank, and I couldn't leave it alone with the guppies, so I threw it in here too. Maybe I'll get a few more golds.
well, I got some if you need some.
Well, I went to pull them up and realized, oh, I waited a day too late, and there's fry all over this tank. And the parents aren't eating them. So I just threw a bunch of guppy grass in so they could hide in it. And the tank looks like crap because the fry is so tiny. I've been using the smaller micron golden pearls in here so it'll stick to the sides because probably can't see it. But the babies are literally eating the mulm that's been created from the golden pearl powder off of the sides of the tank. Like, we'll try it out. As long as the parents aren't eating them, I'm gonna just keep doing it.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah. It's first time I've tried spawning them, so I'm just trial and error on a lot of things. You don't know unless you try.
Yep. And what works for someone else might not work for you either. That's one thing I've learned.
And this is the other half of the spawn from that 5-gallon tank on the other side of the room, the second tank that we looked at. No, it's not even half anymore. I took a lot of these guys out and put them in the 20-gallon already. These are orange Venezuelans. I just kind of started separating them out by size.
Wow, so it sounds like the orange Venezuela, the most popular breeder, huh?
Yeah, they're yeah, very prolific. And then, of course, I pulled another sponge filter from my 90-gallon rainbow tank, and I have more rainbow fry in a tank that is not cycled. I
Wait, you
know
took
it.
a sponge from the 90 gallon and put it in there?
Yeah,
And the tank cycles.
it should be, but it's not testing cycled.
Really?
Really.
That's weird.
I don't understand why.
You're not cycling the water, you're just cycling the media.
I know, but there should still be bacteria,
And
or
that's
it should
one.
be testing though when you do test the water.
Well,
No, it's showing a decently high ammonia and nitrites, and these guys are growing like crazy.
they're not even bothered by it. Well, that works. If it works, it works.
I, I figure, well, I just keep testing it every few days, and it's slowly getting better, and they're not dying. I
Yeah.
wasn't planning on breeding and spawning Bosmanis anytime soon, so they're just bonuses anyway. I have their older brothers and sisters up there in another tank. But once this does test out, I'm going to remove them, add them with the others, and whichever tank this one or this one cycles the fastest. This one started with just a brand new sponge filter. I ran out of cycled sponge filters to use.
Okay.
But yeah, whichever one cycles the fastest, I'm going to start trying to spawn Ember Tetras. I want to put a huge school in my 40 breeder that I put my peacock gudgeons in, because I think the Ember Tetras with the Cubitai rasboras swimming over the peacock gudgeons would just be cool.
Oh, that looks nice. Real nice. That's a pretty angel.
The blue Pinoy Veil. Her name is Lilith because she is evil. And
That's pretty sweet.
she's even more evil today. She is mad at me because she had probably about 100 fry in this tank yesterday and got up this morning and couldn't find any. And then I got looking. I found a few, so I sucked them out. Now she is really mad at me. This one I do have flowing through. It's not much, but yeah.
Yep.
Like, I don't know where 100 fry went in a day unless they just weren't getting enough of the golden pearls I was putting in here.
They're in their
I've
belly.
I've been having problems with my brine shrimp hatcheries since I moved them from where they were. I'm not getting them hatching at all. No, it's Lilith. She had her
Really?
mate scared and hiding underneath the heater.
He probably ate all the babies. He's like, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, even before they had babies, she would scare him and he would go hide behind the sponge filter. Now he hides behind or hides under the heater.
Oh, hello, Jeffro. Hi, Jody. Had a few of the people that coming in.
Hey, Jody, I still have some babies. Don't know
So
what
one
happened.
thing I do.
Save them.
So now I have a pair of angels that eat their eggs all the time. So I end up just pulling the cone out and I just let them hatch out in a different tank. I gave up on letting them raise them.
Well, they did really good about not eating them, and they did
Yeah.
really taking care of them and attacking me and biting me and attacking the turkey baster when I was trying to clean around the bottom of the tank. I just don't think they were getting enough food. I don't think in this big of a tank they could find it, even though I tried to put a decent cloud in there. But I didn't want to completely dirty up the tank since it's a pain to clean it with mom. It
I've
doesn't
never
hurt.
had issues with that though. I've done that too in bigger tanks and I've always had pretty good luck with it. I do a lot of baby brine more than anything. Like I'll do like the micro, little micro foods if I run out of baby brine. But for the most part, I thought I just had great luck using the bigger tanks. The only time I had crap luck is when the parents decide they want to eat them. And that's been my biggest thing with angels. Like I've had them do some great batches, and all of a sudden they decide they're gonna raise them. A couple days they just devour them.
I think I need to rethink how I'm trying to hatch out the baby brine. I was having great luck and getting huge batches of baby brine, and then when we completely redid this room, I moved where the brine strip hatcheries were, and now I'm getting nothing.
Are your brine eggs any good?
I hope so. I just got them, and they're aquarium co-op this time. Although I did find I had a ton of luck with, I can't even remember what brand it was off of Amazon.
Oh, the what brand is that? Brine shrimp direct. That's what I use.
I've thought about that, but I've heard that their shipping's so crazy.
Yeah, you pay like $15, but I get a whole can. I think it comes to like $60 in total, but a can lasts me like a whole year, year and a half maybe. It's really not that bad considering how many thousands of fish you can feed with a pound of brine shrimp. And I hatch brine shrimp, legit. So I hatch brine shrimp right there in that 16-ounce deli cup. That's all I do with air stone, some salt. I'll do nothing crazy.
I just have two little hatcheries that I, start one every other day, and
Yep.
that'd be good. This is not my guy.
I'm guessing he bought this one on an impulse.
This is Ryan's Black Friday Christmas present to himself.
That a silver?
Yeah.
Nice. Still a baby. It's gonna get massive.
Well, this baby arowana has been so much easier to feed than the last two arowanas that I had to grow out from the size.
You have on
I,
pellets already?
well, we had two. One broke its back on the glass brace to the 7-foot tank, and the other one broke through some. I put some fiberglass screening on the back of a canopy to our 125-gallon tank. And at 7 inches long, it busted through the screening. So I told Ryan I'm done with arowanas until we set up a pond. And then he gets this little, pardon my French, but until Ryan names him, his name is Little Motherfucker. For the
Little
first
mofo. I like it.
for the first few weeks, it drives me crazy if I can't see new fish eat, especially when they're young like this. And I never seen this guy eat. Now I just throw some extreme wigglers in, and he just gobbles them up. It drove me crazy because I had cut up tiny tilapia chunks. He wouldn't eat it. I cut
Yep.
up tiny worm chunks. He wouldn't eat it. I couldn't. I threw frozen bloodworms in. He wouldn't eat it. He will eat freeze dried bloodworms, and he will eat these extreme wigglers. That's it. Which I think is better than the other two arowana that we had because they would only eat tilapia and shrimp. I can never get them on pellets. So at
Well,
least he's on.
yeah. So the pellets had the best luck when it came to arowana were the Kari sticks, the little ones that floated. That was the only thing I could ever get arowana to eat pellets of.
Oh, and I have a huge bag of those that I'd bought when we got our first arowana. For Christmas last year, he had bought me a red leucistic silver arowana. So it was pink and white with red all over the tips of his fins. And I love that little asshole. But he would only eat shrimp and occasionally tilapia. I could not get him to eat pellets. I would starve him for a week or so. He would not eat pellets.
So what I would do to trick them was like when you did like the meaty foods, like you throw it in front of them, like you put it in the tank and they go for it. But what I would do is I starve them, and I throw a little bit in there. That way they dart for it, and then I would switch it up and just chuck a pellet, and they would just grab it and not realize it. That's how I got all the other ones I ever had to eat pellets. Just trick them because they think they're going for the same food, but psych, you got a pellet.
Yeah, and then I've got my long fin lemon bristle nose in here.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Oh, they're very pretty. I bought what was supposed to be a pair, and one turned out to be a late blooming male. I got
No.
when I got them, one had a face full of bristles, and the other had absolutely none. And they were already like 3.5 inches when I got them. And now I have two very bristly males. They're so pretty. I'm surprised they haven't started fighting in this tank. But I think I have a group of zebra loaches in here. It's where all the snail shells have come from. They keep the snails in this tank in check quite well.
Okay.
But the zebras, they just go crazy and kind of break up any tusses those two have.
Yep.
And the last tank in this room, if I can find them. These are my Pseudomagil luminatus. Somewhere in the little jungle. I see the eyes. Who would have thought you can take a 13-gallon tank and turn it into a jungle where you can't find fish?
I believe it. I've done with a 4 gallon.
Now, I need one of those other tanks to finish cycling so I can get this mop in it. I'm about to just put it in a container with an air stone right now. I tested it last week and the tanks they were testing almost cycled and yeah, they're still almost cycled. I might just go ahead and throw the mop in there anyway.
That's a pretty tank, though. Yeah, that's look great.
This was my. Oh, it worked. This was my Christmas present to myself. Because when you have $600 of store credit at your local fish store, and they have a used, it was supposed to have been a fluval reef tank with a built-in sump for $90. Okay, I did that and turned it into my Sudamago tank.
Well, it came out very nice.
And somewhere in here is supposed to be some jade green shrimp. I think in the last week I've seen 2 popping out of the rocks of the dozen that was put in here. And there's a couple of Amano shrimp that don't do their job.
Do they ever, though?
No. I seen the algae starting in here, so I stole 2 of them from the guppy tank in the living room. I'm like, here, get to work. Nope. I pulled more algae off than they've eaten.
I've had great luck with mollies eating algae.
I think they lie when they say that Amanos eat blackbeard. They do not. They might eat some hair algae, but they don't even do that well with that.
So the best thing I personally found for blackbeard is the Siamese algae eaters. Once they get about mid-size and you don't feed them, they devour the blackbeard.
Yeah, and we have several Siamese algae eaters. I think there's 5 or 6 in the 125, and there's 2 in the 90. I just threw in the 90 just because I didn't want to throw any more in the 125.
Don't
I
blame
bu-
you. They're horrible to catch.
well, I got a Nubius in an auction from the local fish store, and it looks really good. And I didn't pay that close attention that it had blackbeard algae starting on it. So of course that spread to the sword plants in that tank, and yeah, time to get some algae eaters. But
That's a real Joe.
that is it for this room. And I've heard you like Corey's, and I only have one more tank with Corey's in them. And that's in
Okay.
the back of the house.
Now,
I
do you
can
have your
show.
fish tanks all around the house?
Yeah. There's only, well, this is maybe 2/3 of the tanks, but they're all small.
2/3. Okay. So, what do you have, like 40 tanks in total, roughly?
48.
48.
48. There's 2. There's 1 that's just cycling. We have the 7-foot long monster tank in the dog kennel. We have a 10 and a 15 and a 90. The lights are all going off for the night. 125 that the lights have turned off on. There's a 40 breeder here that those hybrids have destroyed.
Wow. Quite a few tanks. Big tanks, too. Oh, what happened here? like I lost connection. Hello.
Oh,
I thought that was me. I'm like, what happened? I'm seeing you on my phone, but I'm not seeing you on the.
now we have big dogs that we keep cordon off parts of the house and going over the gate to keep them out of this room. I hit a button.
Okay, no
I hit a.
worries.
Oh, you didn't do it. I did. And now I have a cat in my face because the dogs can't come in here. This is 20-gallon tank in next to the bed that I need to do some maintenance to. It has Harlequin Rasboras, Ember Tetras, and Kochu Tetras. Of course, the Kochus are being weird tonight for some reason. Oh, and glow lights. I turned it sideways. Is it showing sideways on the TV?
No, you look normal.
Okay. I was just told, hey, you look sideways from the other room, so.
You look straight on to me. Let me check on the phone.
Oh,
No,
good.
you're fine.
This is my newest setup, other than the breeding tanks. This is a 40 breeder. All peacock gudgeons. And the cubitize. And of course, they see me come into the room, so now they're really going to go crazy. Every time they see me, they expect food.
I like this tank. I like the setup.
Yeah, this is the tank I'm going to breed the Ember Tetras to put in here. I have 10 in that small tank over there, so I want to spawn them and put a big school of those little tiny orange guys in here.
Okay.
And I think this is the tank I want to put the Crocus Splendens in. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if they'll mess with the peacock gudgeons or not.
They'll probably dig up those plants though.
Yeah. And I'm still working on plants on this tank. The club has a big plant auction next month. I'm going to see what they have that I can put in here.
Looks nice though.
And this, I can get the cat out of the way. Loki, go away. If I can find them. These are Aphiosimian bitiniatum lagos killies.
Oh, those are pretty killy.
And that one's just that's not even the dominant male. Oh, he's hiding. There's two pairs in here, and this guy over here is just gorgeous. He's not used to me shoving phone up here take a video of them. All right. I know the cat won't let me do anything.
What kind of catfish is that?
The cat used to be a 75-gallon catfish because every time we turn around, he was in an empty 75-gallon tank.
I have a 6 gallon catfish upstairs too.
This is the 75-gallon cold water tank. Get out of the way, dude. There is a giant golden dojo that we rescued.
It is giant. I thought that was a clay spike at first.
No, that's a 12-inch long dojo loach.
Wow.
And then his little buddies.
Those little peppercorns.
Those are the Barbados Corys.
Barbados. Have you
If
had them spawn yet?
No, these are still babies. They're only a little over 2 inches long. They
Okay.
get
Next to that giant, they look kind of bigger.
No, they're still babies. And they'll get about 4 inches long, give or take. But if you see the dojo loach, chances are the whole group of Barbados are going to be by them. Good grief, cat, stop. And underneath the plants and the rocks is a red Gara. A big, fat Gara.
Nice.
8 fish for a whole 75-gallon tank.
Looks nice though. It's clean.
Will you stop hitting me? And then I can't see them. They've been hiding for a couple of days. Cat. Oh. Oh, there's Maria. Where's Jose? I don't know if you can see him that well. I can't see my screen. There's a cat in my way. But these are my tequila split and goodies.
What are these? I didn't hear you that well.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Jason.
I didn't hear you there. What fish are these?
These are the tequila split fin goodies.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen those ones.
I hadn't either. I traded 2 trios of Limia Perugiae for them. For 1 pair. I think they're pretty. The male's got that bright orange on his tail.
Yep. We're going them right now.
Dude. Someone's got to give here.
What's this cat's name?
Loki.
Loki.
Yes, and he lives up to his name. He is a troublemaker. He loves to
Yeah.
sit on one side of the gate and try to get the dogs, Freya and Odin, to jump over the gate to come get him, knowing that they're going to get in trouble. Or he'll sit on the other side of the gate and just meow at them because they like to chase him around the house.
Now, what
He
kind of
lives
dogs do you have?
German Shepherds. You got an all black one and an all white one.
Nice. Joe loves German Shepherds.
Let's
Joe
see.
breeds German Shepherds. Well, not breeds. He trains German Shepherds.
No, you haven't lost me. The house is on this. Yeah, you can't even see him.
That looks cute.
Yeah, you can't even see him. Mute.
Alexa, fan line.
Okay. Where'd the other one go? Yep. Maria, what are you doing? Yeah. I'm not gonna mess with
Do
the tank.
your big tanks in the room.
Yeah. I'm not gonna mess with the 125. I don't stress
Okay.
this out. One day.
Captain Butterfly Fish.
Marble hatchets.
Oh,
One day I will figure out how to spawn these. There's a dozen in this tank. I think it needs a dozen or two more. They're just so cool.
they look good. I never seen them that big. I've always seen them as babies.
Yeah, these guys were super tiny when we first got them. I put them in one of the 20 longs in the bedroom and, well, this room now. And I couldn't find them because they're so small. Now they're in a 90 gallon. I like oddball fish.
They look good.
Where are the crackheads?
These are the both Bonnies.
No. The Pictus cats. Yep, they're crackheads. Give it a second. They're
Yeah,
both going up and down on the glass. They do that
I was
all day.
wanted to breed those.
Well, these are the two babies. There's a full-grown spotted Pictus in the 125. And then there's two, I think, a full-grown adult four-line Pictus in the 210 gallon.
Yeah, I never knew that they got two different sizes. I always thought they were the same fish for the longest time until I realized four lines are much bigger.
Yeah, the four lines get huge compared to the spotteds.
Yep.
The four lines picked on the spotted in the 125, so they went over to the monster tank. They can't pick on anybody over there.
Okay.
They can try to
Very
pick on
interesting.
fishers, but that's not going to do them much good. Oh, you're going to try to turn that light on? Yeah, turn that off, and then maybe we can see them. So. Shh. Hi, Chevy.
Nice gold Severn.
He's a red streak. Who was that?
The big Plinko.
Monster. Hi, guy. Yeah, you guys just, yeah, there's one of the four-line
That's the
picked.
big boy. Oh, red Oscar is my favorite of the Oscars.
Yeah, she likes to bite me. I can put my hand in the tank once. If I put it in anymore, she's biting me. Hi, guys.
Those Oscars are girthy. They look pretty big, huh?
Well, of course, he's gonna move away. This one's the smallest. And we got Daisy the lemon. Yeah, the Severum. The Severum is huge. What I've ever seen, but I think this Severum is as big as the smaller Oscar.
Wow.
There's a Bisher. Got the
That
scared.
thing.
It's a Nicaraguan cichlid. He never comes to the front. You guys stirred up some mess, didn't you? You can't really see it, but right next to the Nicaraguan is a featherfin squeaker. Oh,
Okay.
there's a Luke. Sorry, I didn't. Oh, and Bud.
Got a couple clown knives, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna be the biggest reason for a pond.
What are they, like 2 feet now?
Between 18 and 24, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't measure these guys. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, they look huge.
Hi, Luke.
That Placo looks like a monster. Though. Was he like 2.5 feet? Almost 3?
Last time he was measured a year ago, he was at 24 inches. And that's when he
Yeah,
got put in the tank.
that's a big boy. This is not 210, you said?
Oh, there's the meatball. That's a featherfin squeaker. That is the fattest Synodonis on the planet.
And it's a chunker.
I don't know how he gets so fat with all these guys in here. Oh, can't see it. There's another Bisher hiding in the wood. Two more. Hey. Hey, where's Dylan Big Girl? There's two more Bishers somewhere in the stuff. But finding them. I think we interrupted Big Girl's sleep. She took off towards the back of the tank. Oh, I see her head. Barely. Yeah, she's not going to come out. And we're not going to start trying to feed you guys at night. I don't think so. No.
Why
No,
not?
no. If I feed them one night, they'll want it every night.
Yeah, they're endless eaters. You run a canister on this tank, I'm assuming?
An FX6
Yep.
and a sponge filter rated for 100 and something gallons. I don't know. The
Well,
sponge is over 12 inches tall. It's huge. Hiding back behind
yep.
the log. And it sounds like I need to clean the filter intake again. Somebody knocked the bottom off of the filter intake for the FX6, so I have to shove filter sponge in it so nobody gets sucked up in it like these guys. And I have to now clean it like every day. Or twice a day when they stir everything up.
Yep. That's why I do not miss big fish.
Hi, Chevy. I used to be able to hand feed this guy, and now he won't have it.
Now, what is an 8 foot tank?
7.
7.
I don't think an 8-foot tank would fit in the house.
Knock that wall down.
Alright, we can move this and completely block the window because we've kind of got it blocked anyway. And then we can put another 2-foot tank in here. But we definitely can't get any wider than the 2 foot that it is. It
Yep.
won't through the door. Barely got this one in the door.
That's awesome.
Alright. And that is most of the tanks. I am not going back there and messing with the cichlid tank. I go to the back door. The dogs are going to want to go to the back door, and the Odin will be in the way. And I'll fall over Freya, and that's not happening. And then it's just
Glory.
guppies and shrimp.
That's a lot of guppies, huh?
Yeah, this actually, right now, doesn't look that bad. If I act like I'm going to put food in that tank, then you'll see a lot of guppies. Because they come from behind every piece of moss and rock in that tank. All to the front.
Well, looks good though. There's at least 300-400 in that tank. It looks like.
Yeah, and that's why I spread them around and keep tanks cycled when I need to.
Makes sense.
I figure if I ever get too many, I'll just throw them in the 7-footer.
Yeah, I'll clear it right out.
Oh, they'd have a heyday. Now there's a Placo in here. Tons and tons of blue dream shrimp hiding in the moss.
Yeah.
Those are all hanging out on the sponge intake. Somewhere. I'm looking for the CPOs. Oh, there's one. Back in between those two Placo hides. Bright orange.
It's hard to see through the wall of guppies.
Yeah. Oh, the CPO is eating a blue dream shrimp. Usually they sit there and try to catch guppy fry. Tonight he caught him a blue dream shrimp.
Okay, one of them nights.
There's enough blue dreams in this tank. You grab a
That's
hold
a
of.
nice guppy.
There are some really nice guppies in here. I pick and choose on the guppies when I take them to the fish store.
I don't blame you. I would too.
Like this guy, where is this guy up here? Needs to get back in the light. I think he is just gorgeous. And I lost him again because I can't do two things at once. Oh, I moved the light. There we go. I moved the light. They all moved with it.
Yeah, it's got mounted part on.
That's what I get for moving the light. Oh, let's check. Looks like the CPO's been after her tail. I have one female guppy in here that has the tail of a male. It's huge. And it looks like somebody's been nipping at her.
So you only have one female in there?
No, there's a ton
Oh,
of. There's one that has a huge fantail.
okay.
I mean, it looks better than some of the male tails. That big female right there in the middle.
Oh, I should breed her back. See what comes out.
I should. I should take her out and put her with somebody.
Like a Dumbo or another big tail and see what happens. Make ginormous tails. Well, this is awesome. Well, thank you for showing us the fish room. All your fish. Thanks. Does anybody have any questions?
Like, why can't I turn my camera? There we go. lost my drink.
Now, how long have you been keeping fish?
I started helping Ryan take care of his one fish tank about 3 years ago.
Oh, so
Most
originally Ryan started the fish and then you hopped on board.
He had one fish tank, and
You
we
said that
had
wasn't enough.
well, that one fish tank turned into Dempsey spawning, and you can't get rid of too many of those at the local fish stores anymore. So I traded a ton of those off for, was it two? I traded those for two clown knife fish and two synodontis. And of course, we knew that the knife fish were going to grow, so we just kept getting bigger and bigger tanks to accommodate the knife fish. And as the knife fish upgrade, we get new stuff to fill in the tanks that the knife fish outgrew.
Yep.
And then this room started with that rack in July. This rack I set up end of November, 1st of December. And this was just supposed to be workspace that has now been taken over by tanks. I'm actually starting to fill the bottom in with cubes for fry tanks and whatnot.
Wow.
But yeah, that is my fish mess of a house.
That's awesome. Well, I definitely have to get some fish from you in the springtime when it warms up a little bit. Definitely interested in some of those cories, probably some of those guppies.
I'll have to do
You,
a couple of test shipments to make sure that I can keep temperatures correct and things arrive alive before I start shipping a lot. But I think I get a few under my belt, I'll feel confident about that.
yeah, the first ones are the scariest. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I've done a bunch of shipments priority mail, and they take up to 5 days, and so many of them have been fine. It's just bagging the right size for the size of the fish. You know what I mean? Fish a little bit bigger want a little bit bigger bags, but I bag them way smaller, like a dime size angel. I'll put in like a 4 inch bag, 5 inch bag.
I don't even know what size bags I have right now for the swaps. I think I have 3-inch bags for shrimp and then 6-inch bags for the swaps.
Yeah.
I didn't notice them. They're only 2 mil, so I'll have to get different bags for shipping. They're
Jody
fine.
said you're welcome to test shipping on her.
I'm sorry?
Jody said you can test out shipping to her house.
Jody and Jeff P.
Jason.
Jason and David, probably.
Can't forget about Mr. Elfish.
Well, the good thing is I can start with a ton of orange Venezuelans, and if they don't work, I can wait until it warms up more and try again. Because holy cow,
Yeah, you got plenty. Yeah.
I have plenty.
Now, how much do you sell the orange Venezuelans for?
At the local fish store, I only get about $5 a piece out of them, but that's selling them in bulk, and they still have them because they like to mark things up too high.
Yeah, you sell them for five. What do they sell for like 15?
I think they've been selling fish stores around 20 to 25, so around here. So I was thinking maybe 10. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I was gonna take some to her first swap and see how that goes over. It'll help me gauge a little bit on what to price them.
Yeah. Well, it depends how many people are buying too. I'll still stuff cheaper if people are gonna buy a lot more, but if I'm only gonna buy a few, I charge more.
And I know
But yeah, you can go.
I have several people in our fish club that's waiting for the swap. All they'd have to do is get a hold of me on our club forum, but they're waiting for the swap to get some of these orange Venezuelans.
Yeah, they're trying to get them for cheaper. That's why.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I took I only took one bag of these to the club meeting for BAP, and I thought they were gonna fight over them. I think that bag of little tiny, they were like 5-week old orange Venezuelans, a bag of 6 of them, and I think they went for 25 or $30 in the club meeting.
Nice.
It's like, holy cow. And then I had somebody come up at, at the end of the meeting. You have more of those? I'm like, no, I have tons of those. Not just more, tons.
Corey's always tend to be a great seller, regardless.
They're just so cool.
I agree. I agree. Well, hopefully, come springtime, you'll have more Corys and a bunch of different varieties going. And then I'll buy a little bit of everything.
Well, I'm hoping to break the code on the blacks on why they haven't spawned again. And hopefully I can get the greens and the golds spawning bigger spawns by then. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna pull them every time I see them. Every time.
All you
I
can do.
swear I have a couple more of these breeder boxes. I have an almost endless air supply. We're good.
Oh, you're ready.
I'm ready. It's just gonna be I'll have to probably set up tanks on the fly for grow outs. But I do have an empty 55 and a 40 breeder sitting on the covered back porch right now, so I'm good. I don't know where I put them, but I have them.
You ever see what Dean from Aquarium Co-op does with the bins on top?
For his fry tanks,
Yeah.
yes, I've seen that. And I've considered doing that. And every time I get ready to do that, I do one of these impulse buys when there's a local breeder that I knew nothing about, didn't know. I've been looking for green lasers for a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yep.
And I didn't want to pay $60 or $70 a piece for them. I got these guys from a local breeder that just popped up out of nowhere. Yeah, I'll buy them. I was planning on making this into a fry tank once I got the air system set up. Instead, it's a fry tank. Yes,
Sounds like the same problem I do.
worst comes to worst, I can always just put a tank in the middle of the floor here and put fry trays in it.
Well, I shoved a 70-gallon pond in the middle of my floor,
Hmm.
and then I shoved a 50-gallon hex right next to it. And then I moved all the bigger fish in there, and I made all the small tanks of fries. My whole fish room's impulse. Every single fish I think I own is an impulse buy.
Hmm.
I don't know what self-control means. All right, I
Um,
guess that should wrap it up for today. Um, Well, thank you. If anybody want to reach out to you and ask any questions, is there a certain way they can reach out to you?
Oh, I just started an Instagram. I don't remember what I put it on. Just started it. Holy cow. Um, I am on Fishcord on the Discord.
Okay.
I have a couple of in a couple of bands on the band app. I know one of them is the No Bullshit Plecos and Tropical Fish. And then I'm on Facebook under Cheryl D. Smith.
All right. Awesome. This way,
And
sure people are gonna want to buy some fish from you now.
yeah, I need to figure out how to link my email to my YouTube account page so that people can just find my email through there. I've seen somebody else do it, so I know it's doable. I just haven't figured out how to do it. I'm technologically stupid, so.
I
And my
think you could just
kids are grown, so they can't help me with that anymore.
just put it in the description on YouTube.
The description.
Yeah, if you go on your page, you see your name. You can just click on the edit button and then you can put a description. You can just put your email right there.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I'll put that in. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that way you can sell some fish because it looks like you're going to be on the run with Corey soon. If they
Yeah,
keep on moving.
I'm gonna be.
Good thing and a bad thing.
Well, the good thing is this auction and swap season locally is coming up, so I can get rid of a few.
Yep.
But I'm still
All right.
gonna plenty to ship.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate it for you hopping on the live stream with us tonight. Sorry for all the technical difficulties in the very beginning. That seemed like came about some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, thank you. Like you guys said, it's gonna put our email in the YouTube channel. You guys can check it out later on. That way, if you have any questions or want to get anything from Cheryl, you can email her separately. And thank you guys, and have a great night.